Hello and welcome back to Stuart Thomas Media and another episode of Stu's Reviews. So today, you may be wondering why I have a guest on the show. Well, this is Patrick from the YouTube channel Weigh in Time. Patrick, tell us about your show.
Well, I started Weigh in Time back in October. I wanted to do a channel of something which I was really passionate about, and I've lost quite a lot of weight. I've lost 11.5 stone in total. So I wanted to share tips and advice, and I've seen a lot of channels out there which have got fitness tips and fitness advice and things like that, and they're all very serious. So I wanted to try and mix a bit of comedy and humour and also some good fitness advice and tips and tricks and stuff like that, and hence Weigh in Time was born.
Thanks, Patrick. I'll leave Patrick's links below so you can check him out, and I would implore you to do so. But let's check out the reason why both of us are here. Fitness trackers. We love them. In fact, we love them so much that we can't get enough of them. We use them to motivate, to inspire, and to track our daily lives. And now, more than ever, we rely on fitness trackers to manage our health and well-being. The problem is, they all cost a great deal of money. Or do they? This brings us here. Today we are testing 8 cheap fitness trackers that cost less than £30. We have the Kalia, the UO2, the TW64, the Aupalla 21HR, the Aupalla 21BP, the H8, the ID107, and lastly the Xiaomi Mi Band 2. So I've decided the best way for Patrick to test out these fitness trackers is first of all to go for a run in the lovely weather that we've been having here in Wales. Now Patrick's going to go for a 1 mile run, something small, something simple. And we're going to see whether or not the fitness trackers are accurate and whether or not they've recorded just a mile on them.
I hope I survive this.
He probably won't.
When I'm running, I'm thinking how I'm going to get Stu back. So I'm going to get him on the show and I'm going to cook lots of food. And he's not going to realise that it's full of bugs. That's the only thing I can think of to get him back for this.
So now that Patrick is back and dry, how was that?
I'm good. I hope you've been running on the spot like you promised.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I can tell you definitely have been. It was fun. It was cold. It was wet. It was damp. I got some odd looks from people, and I had to kick a dog away from me. But no, it was all right.
Anyway, moving on. Now is the time we look at which one was most accurate to Patrick's run. Now I told Patrick to run for a mile, which he indefinitely did, as you've seen. Now the closest fitness tracker to that distance was this, the Aupalla 21HR.
Look at this. Snazzy. It is quite snazzy, isn't it? It's quite nice.
It's very purple.
It is very purple. What about the second one?
So, hold on. This came out at 0.99 miles, so we were only 0.01 of a mile off to the distance that Patrick ran. The close second was this, the Xiaomi Mi Band 2.
It's nice. It's not quite as snazzy, I think.
It's not as purple, but that came out at 1.03 miles, so both were very, very close. The worst one was this, the ID107, and that came out at 0.9 miles, so it was a full 0.1 miles off.
It disappointed me, to be honest. I like orange.
Yeah, the orange is nice, but I think the main reason for this is the fact that the app itself only measures in 0.1 decimal, not 0.2 like the other ones. So it could be that it's 0.99. We just would never know. So now we've found the closest and most accurate fitness tracker to Patrick's run. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through 5 different categories or 5 different ratings for each individual tracker we're looking at here. So we've got down comfort, style, functionality, app, and price. So I've asked Patrick and myself to go and have a look at these and rate each one in each category out of 10. So at the end of it, we should have an out of 100 score for each one for you to work out the best fitness tracker for under 30 quid of 2017. So me and Patrick got to work, trying on and rating each of these fitness trackers.
So let's try that one, the blue one first.
So the blue one is called the H8.
Oh, the Hate.
Hate, yeah. The Hate. Yeah.
They've all got a heart rate monitor, haven't they? Except this one.
It does, doesn't it? Flip it over. No, probably not.
Ah, there we go. Right,
There we are. So now that's over, we have a conclusion. So out of 100, we've given each and every single one of these a rating, and we've come to a top 3.
We have. I think both of us were along the same similar lines. For me, I think that there is a winner. For me,
A clear winner.
yeah, a clear winner, and quite literally a clearer, able to see winner than the other one. But for the price of these, they're all brilliant. And I've had Fitbits, I've had fitness trackers, I've had expensive ones, and they pretty much do the same things. These, and they're a lot cheaper. A lot better value.
So let's go into it. In third place, we have the ID 107. Scoring 66 out of 100, the ID 107 was a surprise to both of us. With a price tag of around £15, it has an overall good design. Partner this with a decent app, it brings the ID 107 to third place on our list.
It's a nice looking band. It's very comfortable to wear. The problem I have with this, or the 2 problems I have with this, is the screen. It's very small to actually be able to kind of see it, and also the touch kind of interface on this. If you're sweaty, if you're going to be running around, it's not great. I like it, but it's a bit fiddly for me.
So this was one of the first cheap fitness trackers that I tried out, and for under 20 quid I thought this was a real bargain. And okay, fine, it wasn't the most accurate when we did the test earlier, but the rest of the functionality appears to be good enough to get it into that top 3, and it achieved a score of 66 out of 100. So moving on, we have in second place, and unfortunately Patrick's favourite,
I know,
the Aupalla 21 HR. Scoring 70 out of 100, the Aupalla 21 HR is the most expensive of our top 3. Coming in at £30, this tracker has the most features compared to the others, and also has the brightest screen. These features make it number 2 on our list.
Oh, just look at it. I mean, obviously I wouldn't necessarily go for it in purple, but then you can just obviously pop it off and the strap comes off. I mean, it's a very close between first and second. The functionality on this is superb. You've got text messages, you have your blood pressure, you've got loads of stuff on these things, and it's the beauty of this one, unlike kind of some of the others, and we'll get to number 1 in a second, but is the screen is nice and big. So when I found that I was running earlier on and walking around with it, you actually can see the time. I know, time for watches today, it seems like people don't really care as long as it comes up with text messages, but it's a nice big screen, big display, and it looks good in the sunshine as well, which I think is an important thing. Not that we get much of that anywhere, but yeah, and I think it's really comfortable as well. Nice big screen. This is my winner.
And I think I'd probably agree with Patrick as well that ultimately the screen on the Aupalla 21 HR is the brightest out of all of them. So he is right. when you're outside in that bright sunlight, it is going to be the best for it, but it only achieved a score of 70 in second place. Moving on to number 1, the Mi Band 2. With a huge points lead, scoring 79 out of 100, the Mi Band 2 wins first place. Coming in at around £20, it has a great quality build, good distance accuracy and some solid core features, but the thing that really stands out is that this fitness tracker has by far the best app of them all.
See, I like this, and I think it's because it's very inconspicuous on your wrist. It's very light, it's very comfortable, but my favourite thing about this is the fact that there's an actual button. Now, so many of these you've got, I mean, there's one of these, like I think it was this one, that you have to literally like touch it with your finger.
Yeah, the Aupalla 21 BP there.
Yeah, and it's very tricky, whereas this one, there's a physical button that's nice and tactile. You know, you can throw it around, it feels very robust. It's got your heart rate monitor and all that kind of stuff on it. And yeah, I like it. The only thing for me is that the screen's not quite as bright and the screen's a little bit small. For you know, I'm getting on a bit now. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But apart from that, it's well worth the money.
Yeah, so as Patrick said, it's a good, robust piece of kit. And for me, actually, this hit my favourite. It was definitely my favourite based on the actual functionality of the device, the way it looks, and as well the app, because too often do you buy these fitness trackers and okay, they might be good, but the app is usually made by a miserable camel somewhere in the desert, and by far the Xiaomi Mi Band 2 has the best app. And I think that's probably because the company Xiaomi tend to do a bunch of different fitness trackers, different fitness items such as scales, so ultimately they've got a lot of experience in the fitness market. The Xiaomi Mi Band 2 come out to 79 out of 100. So, congratulations to the Mi Band 2. Guys, that concludes the review. And if you like the video, don't forget to head down to that like button, hit that subscribe button and share if you're feeling nice. And remember, check out Patrick's channel.
Yes, Weigh In Time YouTube. It's got lots of reviews, not so much tech reviews, but of diet products and food and shopping hauls and, you know, tips on how you can lose lots of weight. So yeah, Weigh In Time. Have a look, please subscribe.
I will leave the links below to his channel, so please check it out after this, and I'll see you back on Stuart Thomas Media for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon.